Hi, this is your Byram Township chiropractor, Dr. Wil Holdsworth from Pain Relief Chiropractic. I'm doing this video because of a comment on our YouTube channel. Someone was asking, how can I use a laptop properly? Unfortunately, a laptop isn't that great for an ergonomic setup because the keyboard and the monitor are attached to each other. You really do need the keyboard and the monitor to be different heights. And so what I've done here, my laptop really should be on this lower level. This is more of a 110-degree angle from my elbows. This is a little high for me, but I briefly use this in this room. It's really just to look at a patient's file, look around, and I'll usually use the touchscreen on my laptop. So if you are going to be using a laptop when you're working, do it briefly. You ideally need to have an external keyboard, mouse, and monitor with your laptop if you are working at a place that you usually work. Like if you're working at home, you really should have that. Same thing at an office. Laptop use, once again, really great tool to have on the go, but that's what it's for. It's on the go, it's quick use, whatever. If you are going to choose whether you have the monitor at the right height or the keyboard at the right height, you are going to choose the keyboard to be at the right height. It's just not practical to have the monitor at the right height and type like this. It's going to destroy your shoulders. It's going to destroy your neck. So keyboard height is what you're going to primarily focus on. When you are typing, you are going to type with your wrists off of the surface to the side of the trackpad. You're not going to rest and type like this, although it is tempting. When you are in between typing tasks, you're going to rest your wrists on your side. The carpal tunnel is not here. The carpal tunnel is here. People typically get carpal tunnel because they are typing like this, putting compression into the carpal tunnel, and they're typing into this extension position too, which is going to cause even greater pressure into the carpal tunnel. So when you're resting, your hands are going to be on your side, or even better, just put them down. You don't need to have your hands resting when you're thinking between typing, or if you're doing something else like a Zoom call or something. Just rest your hands in your lap. So typing, once again, is going to be mostly moving from the shoulders when you type. It's not going to be this pivoting thing that I see a lot. The problem is when you rest, you're going to pivot from that area. It is physically impossible not to. If you rest your wrist like this, you're gonna pivot. And the problem is your wrist only moves this far, your shoulders and elbows move much greater distance, so it's a lot less strain on them when you're typing. When you're looking down at your screen, because once again, your keyboard is gonna be at the right height, ideally, your monitor is going to be too low. You are going to look down differently. You have multiple vertebrae in your neck. There's 7 in your neck. So that means you can hinge from 7 different points. You can't obviously only pivot from one joint, but you're gonna focus the majority of the motion from the upper neck, not really the lower neck. Problem with hinging from the lower neck is you're gonna look down like this, and your ear is gonna go in front of your shoulder. That is going to cause a strain in the back of your neck. Just a little bit of motion forward with forward head posture causes a ton of strain in the neck because the head is heavy, and now all these muscles have to work to hold your head up. Rather than doing that, try to hinge from the top of the neck and look down like this, where I'm only trying to look down from this area here. Sure, you might get a double chin, but that's fine. It's way better than having neck pain. When you type, you're typing like this, and that's ideally how you use the laptop for typing and looking at your monitor. When you're using the trackpad, again, similar to the keyboard, you're not going to rest your wrist like this, and you're certainly not going to put the laptop further away from you so that you can rest like this on the surface that you're working on. You do that, you're going to compress once again like you were when you're typing, and you're going to pivot. So what you want to do is move the laptop to the edge. Now you have nowhere to rest. You can't. There's just nothing but air here. And when you work with the keyboard trackpad, I'm going to use my left arm so that you can see what I'm talking about. You're going to move more like this, more from the shoulder and the elbow rather than just pivoting around. Again, the touchscreen's great because that's something you really can't pivot from. You're not resting, so you're just in the air and you can move around like that. And I love using the touchscreen. I think this was a great idea to implement touchscreens into laptops. If you have to use everything on the go, like let's say you're in an airport or something, I would recommend getting a laptop riser, so the laptop can sit like this, and you can have the screen at the right level, and then you would get an external monitor, keyboard and an external mouse. Something small so that you can pack it away and travel with it. But this is, once again, when you know you're going to be working on the go somewhere for more than an hour. If you're going to be working for more than an hour, then you really should have a setup like that. I think that's pretty much everything. I really appreciate the question, and I'm glad that I did this video, because when you ask these questions, then I know what you guys need to know. So keep asking questions on our page. Really appreciate it. And if you have any more, go ahead and just post it, send me a message, whatever you need to do. Once again, this is your Byram Stanhope chiropractor, Dr. Wil Holdsworth from Pain Relief Chiropractic. I appreciate all you watching the channel.